So, what's up, guys? It's Ryan here with East Coast Athletics, and today's not Thursday, so it's not Track Talk Thursday. But I felt it was necessary to do this live stream tonight because of several reasons. One of which I'll get into a little later in the live stream. Um, but over the years, I think a lot of coaches and athletes has gone through the debate of which event is harder or which event is the hardest event. Um, it's it's been a an ongoing thing. This controversy of whether it's the 800, the 400, or the 400-meter hurdles. And a few athletes have also stated that the 200 is or could be considered as the hardest event. Um, so tonight we have a guest, and this guest is gonna help us, shed some light on these different events and what you know he thinks about whether the 400, the 800, the 200, or the 400-meter hurdles is the hardest event and why, because I'm sure we all would want to know why. And this guest is none other than the head coach of Coppin State University, Coach Carl Hicks, and he's in backstage right now. I'm about to add him. Hello,
Good
Coach Hicks.
afternoon. Good
How are you
evening.
doing?
I'm doing great on a Saturday evening.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yes.
For some reason, you're I'm hearing you. I think you're hearing me, but I'm not hearing you clearly. I don't know why. Is your mic muted? No, it's not
No.
muted. Oh, I don't know what's going on, but I'm not hearing you. I'm
Hold
not
on. Let me
hearing you
see
clearly.
this. Okay. It's on.
I'm not hearing you, Coach Hicks. I think he left backstage, but I'm assuming that he's gonna try again. But I don't know. It's kind of it's a tough one because uh I think personally I think the 800 meter is a hard event to train for, and the 400 meter is also hard because that's my pet event. All right, here goes Coach X again. Let's try one more time. Coach X, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
You can hear me, but unfortunately I can't hear you. I don't know why. It sounds muffled. I don't know. Are you using your headphones or something?
No, I'm not. I'm
No, I
using
don't. I don't
speakerphone.
know what's going on, but I could see you, but we can't hear you. You sound a little muffled.
Hold on. Let me check and see what's going on.
Yeah, it sounds like you talking in a demon voice or something because I can't hear you clearly. But yeah, as I was
All right. Let me
saying,
try again. I'm gonna hang up and try
I don't
again.
know. Coach X, leaving and try to come back in. The 200 to me is not even. It's a very easy event. There's nothing hard about the 200. For practice, you might get 300s, 350s at most, maybe 500s here and there, and that's only if you're running the 4x4 as well. But other than that, I think the 200 is pretty easy. So I'm gonna rule that out. Not even gonna put that in the mix. I don't know why a lot of athletes think that the 200 is or should be considered as a very hard track event. But when it comes to here comes Coach X again. Let's try one more time and see if it works this time around.
Hello. Can you hear me now?
Same, it's the same thing, Coach X. I don't know
Woo.
what's going on. I really don't know. Travis, you guys could hear me clearly because I'm assuming you could hear me clearly, Coach X.
All right. Try this. Can you hear me now?
I don't know why I'm not hearing you, but I'm assuming that you're hearing me. Oh, you're hearing? Are you, Travis? Were you able to hear Coach X? Let's. I think we should try to add somebody else just to see if it. Let's try to add somebody else to see if, because I don't know why it's not, why I can't hear him.
All right, let's try this time. Can you hear me?
Yeah, it sounds like you're talking, but I still can't hear you. I don't know why.
Yeah. What is
But
it?
the thing about it, if the audience could hear you, then that's fine. You could go ahead and share your, you know. Oh,
Well,
so Travis said he could hear both of us. So Coach X, you could go ahead. Oh, he jumped off again. All right. So when he get back on, I'm gonna tell him to share his view. You know. All right, Coach X, don't get off again. Just this is what I want you to do. Go ahead and share your, because they could hear you. It's just me that can't hear you clearly. But that's okay. As long as they could hear you, that's fine. You could go ahead and share, your views and opinions as it relate to which event of the three, whether the 800, the 400, or the 400-meter hurdles, which one you think is the hardest event and why, and which one you think is most feared by athletes. Well, personally, I think the 400 is most feared by athletes because all sprinters in general hate the 400 meters because it's a lactic acid race and they don't like lactic acid. So that's just my opinion, but you could go ahead and speak on that.
well, one of my biggest concerns is that a lot of people, a lot of the sprinters ignore how important the 400 is to their development as a 1-2 guy. And one of the most difficult events I'm going to say is the 400. I can't be biased because I think all of them are equal. The 400 hurdles, you need equivalent. You need to have 400 speed, strength, a speed of a 400-meter runner, and strength of an 800-meter runner. 800, you're going to have strength of a miler and speed of a 400-meter runner. Um, so that's a very difficult question to really ask on that point of view because they're very you need everything. You need speed and strength to conquer those events to be very successful in those events.
Okay. um as I said, I wasn't able to hear everything that Coach X just said, but I trust his opinion, and I think it's valid. But everyone is entitled to their opinion, and he has been coaching for what, 20 plus years, Coach X?
20 plus years, yes.
Yeah, he has been coaching for a very long time. So, he has coached the eight, the four, the one, the two. He has coached everything, and he was a 800-meter runner as well. So, he knows what it's like to train for the eight. And I think he ran the four a couple times. Not sure about the 200. I don't think he don't got that speed. He didn't
If you
have that
need to,
speed
if I
back in the
need to,
day.
I can do it too. Two. I can drop down two.
But yeah, I think the 400 is the most feared event, but the 400-meter hurdles, I don't know if that's what Coach X has said, but I think the 400-meter hurdles is the toughest event because the training is It's like you're training for the 8, but you got to do all the endurance work for 800, but you got to do the speed endurance and the speed work for a 400. So it's like putting both events together, and on top of that, you got to do all the hurdle work, the hurdle technique work. So that makes it you know a lot more, much more difficult than the 400 or the 800, by itself. So I really think the 400-meter hurdle is, that's the one that, as everybody would say, that's the 400-meter hurdle is the killer. Um, However, a lot of athletes are able to master it and, run really good times, as we can see based off of the results at the Olympics. The guys did well, girls did well as well. So, even though it's a hard event, I think, with hard work, dedication, and, a lot of focus, you could definitely, run good times, and get good results in that event. But hey, for me, the 400 is fun. I don't know why it's so feared by the sprinters. I think they need to go to Coach X practice. If they go to Coach X practice, then they shouldn't have any issues where when it comes to their lactic acid threshold. My years in college, training with Coach X, that's a part of the program. You got to get used to that lactic acid. So yeah, I guess I should just send them over to Coppin to to work out. They'll be fine if they do that. But again, Coach X, thanks for joining us to discuss the topic of which event is harder and which is most feared. Um, I have a few other topics that I'm gonna run through. Might invite a few other people, to discuss those issues. But I appreciate you joining us tonight. I know you have stuff to do, so I ain't gonna hold you too long. So that's it for that topic. Let's get to some other topics. So for right now, Coach X, I'm gonna boot you from. Oh, he booted himself. Oh my gosh, so quickly. All right, so
You know?
yeah, I thought yeah. So um, I'm gonna talk about the other topics. So as I said, I'm gonna try to invite somebody else. So I'm gonna remove Coach X, boot Coach X for right now. So um, I was trying to upload this little video clip of how do I put it? There, I was trying to upload a video clip, Travis, because last I think it was Thursday when we were having a live stream, we talked about whether Elaine was going to stay with MVP or not, and you said it was a rumor. All right, before I get to that, let me just address. I didn't even see what you wrote. It's about steps and pattern. Yes, it's about steps and pattern, but you got to be focused to get those steps and be consistent with your strides in order to get those steps. And those steps can't be slow either. They have to be quick. So you have to keep a certain stride frequency and a certain stride length in order to get those steps in between every hurdles. Because during the Olympics, I told you guys that Wahum tried to use 13 steps all the way around in between every hurdle, apart from the first. I think he tried to do like 19 to the first one, and then 13 in between each of the other hurdles. Which, as I said, you have to try to keep the same stride length and frequency in order to get around the track, um, and doing it in a flowing fashion to run a good time. So yeah, it's not all about just the steps and the pattern. The stride frequency is very important as well. And you have to be strong. You have to have a lot of endurance as a 400-meter hurdler, because when you get to that last 150, trust me, you're gonna need that endurance. So it's a little bit more than just steps and pattern. The 400 is I run the 400, so I could tell you about the 400. It's a mixture of speed and endurance. So I'm gonna say that the person, the individual with the best speed endurance is the one that's gonna come out on top. And speed endurance is technically the person who could maintain a certain speed for an extended period of time or for the longest. That's the person who is gonna come out on top. So um yeah, I think the 400 is hard, but not as hard as the 400-meter hurdle. And I've ran both. So, and I'll pick the 400 over the 400-meter hurdle all day, every day. Not because I'm better at it, but just a matter of, it's much easier to train for the 400 because you don't have to do all the technical work for the hurdles. You could just, run 300, 350s, 250s, pretty much sprint stuff to get ready for the four, endurance maybe twice a week, and that will get you there for the 400. But for the 400-meter hurdles, you have to do speed, you got to do hurdle work, and you got to do your endurance work. So you got to do all three in order to, you know, make it work. So, and you have to be mentally tough because sometimes if you're not running fast enough, get the right um you won't get to the hurdle with the leg that you desire to use. So it all depends. You gotta be consistent, and being consistent requires focus. So you have to try to be focused, well, way more focused in the 400-meter hurdles because remember you're going over barriers. So the slightest mistake can cost you the race. So you have to be a lot more focused than you do in the 400. Not saying that the 400 doesn't require focus, but not as much as you know the 400-meter hurdles. But anyways, Travis, we were talking about the whether Elaine was gonna leave MVP or not, and I watched an interview that they did with the coach Stephen Francis, and we always say it's a Jamaican saying. You got to learn to pick sense out of nonsense. Um, and there's also another saying: if if it's not the truth, it's close to the truth. Or in Jamaican terms, if in a gosso, it near gosso, meaning that there is some truth in the rumors that you heard or that we all heard. Um, in the interview, the coach specifically stated that he didn't want to, not to say he didn't want to speak about it, but he will not say or state what occurred between him and any of his athletes. Pretty much saying it's confidential, and if anything should be said, it would come from the athlete and not him, right? When he was asked whether or not he was confident that Elaine would be a part. Yeah, when he was asked whether or not if he was confident that Elaine will be a part of the training group come October, he said that he is never confident about any athlete. And the reason for this is because when their expectations when there isn't a lot that was expected from them and then they rise up to do great things, then he's pretty much saying that it's easier to manipulate them. They tend to listen to other people pretty much who weren't there when they were developing. So, you know, based on what he said in that interview, I draw my own conclusion or my own opinion in which everyone is entitled to. And I've also, seen other articles that state that she has submitted a letter to the club stating that she's leaving. I've heard, quite a lot of news from different sources, and it seems as if she is really leaving the club. But the question is where to? Even on a lot of the Facebook group, they're talking about her leaving to go to, what's the name of that coach? I can't remember the name of the coach that they're saying that she should go to, stating that she needs to go to a world class coach. Pretty much being disrespectful, in my opinion, because they're saying that Stephen Francis is not a world class coach if they're saying that she needs to leave and go to a world class coach. And I don't see how that makes sense because her coach brought her to what, two Olympic goals, or an Olympic and a world championship goal. But Travis, yo, you gotta be on this live stream every time I do it, because you always got my back. Like you know the names. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Bob Kersey. That's who they say that she's supposed to, um, you know, that's the coach that they're saying that she's supposed to go to. In which I don't see how that you know would make sense. Travis, what do you think? You think that's a good idea for her to leave Francis and go to Bob? And the reason why I feel some type of way about it is that they make it seem like only the American coaches are great coaches. That's how they make it seem like only American coaches are good coaches or great coaches. Yes, there are great coaches here in the United States, but you got to take into consideration there there are so many great coaches here, but yet still the athlete from Jamaica is the one that came out victorious at the Olympics, or the athletes, not just one, but multiple over the years. If if their coach wasn't a great coach, how was he able to get them to run that fast? They didn't come out of high school running superb times. He put the work in. He built them up to where they're at. So why isn't he considered a great coach? Because he's Jamaican? That's just ludicrous in my opinion, because that's not factual. If these coaches are so great, if Bob Kersey was so great, why his athlete is not Olympic champion? It doesn't add up. And mind you, Stephen Francis doesn't he don't only have one athlete that has an Olympic goal or world championship goal. He has multiple. I mean, what do you're saying? Who am I to say? I mean, everybody's entitled to their opinion. You know, I feel the same way. My personal opinion is if I if my coach was able to get me to run the second fastest time in the history of female track and field, why would I leave? There's no reason for me to leave. Obviously, he's doing something right. I'm running faster. And in that interview, he mentioned that I'm not saying that Bob is not a great coach. I'm saying in the 100 meter, Stephen Francis is known for coaching top class female sprinters, right? Before before Shelly, there was um what's her name? Sharon, there was Sharon Simpson, right? And he don't only coach females, he coached male athletes too. You had Asafa Paul, you had Michael Frater, you had Nesta Carter, you had you had a whole lot of athletes that he coached that represented on the biggest level, on the highest level. So, it's I feel like it's just wrong to imply that Stephen Francis is not a world class coach because clearly he is. Sherika Jackson is a quarter miler that he brought down to run the sprints and medaled, beat everyone apart from her fellow two Jamaicans who were coming from that specific camp as well. So, the reasoning behind, all these claims don't add up. They don't make sense to me. They don't. I think people just they just talk just to talk, I guess, because what they're saying to me is not factual. It don't make sense. It would be like it would be like somebody telling Bolt, "Oh, you need to go train with Clyde Hart or somebody else because Coach Mills is not a great coach." Something something is happening, but we're not sure what is happening just yet. They're trying to keep everything quiet and keep everything on a low profile, but it's not. I don't think it's working because the media is sticking their nose in there. They're trying to find out what's really going on because everybody you know really want to know what's going on in this camp because mind you, she's the fastest woman on the planet right now. So yeah, everybody want to know where she's gonna be come next track and field season, who's gonna be your coach. So sooner or later we will find out for sure exactly what's going on. But for right now it's still somewhat, I'm not gonna say it's still speculation because as I said, there is some truth to the rumors. Where she'll be going, I have no idea. All right. And there is rumors about where she'll be going, but it's not confirmed yet, so I don't want to say much about it. Um, but there's also there. I think there's a lot going on with her as well, and I think there's the issue with her and Nike. Travis, what do you think about how Nike is treating her? I saw a post. I think it was yesterday or the day before that, that she is, and I don't even want to call that specific name, but the post was um such and such athlete is at a specific event in New York, but Elaine is sitting in her backyard eating jerk chicken, and I'm like, hmm, this is just so wrong. But I think the media and Nike, they they haven't done Elaine justice. In all honesty, I think they should have gave her a lot more publicity, a lot more um, congratulations in a sense. Like if it was, I really think, and this is just me being honest, if Elaine was an American who ran the time that she ran, it would be talked about. People would be talking about it even to this minute. But I think because it's not, it's nobody's really, talking about it or giving her the type of attention that she deserves or the congratulation that she deserves right now. Which, oh, Travis is here. Let's see. Travis,
The
I don't know why I can't hear you, but I think everyone
hear me?
else can, just
Hear me?
in the same way. I wasn't able to hear Coach X, but you could still give your opinion on, you know,
Hear me?
the situation.
Hear me?
Hold on one
Congratulations that she
second.
deserved right now.
I'm going to do something that I think will allow me to hear you. Give me 1 second. Hmm.
Hear me?
If it switches over, that means Travis,
Hear me now?
Travis, can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm hearing you.
Yes, I could hear you clearly, clearly. I figured out a
Yeah.
way.
Yeah. Good night. Good night.
All right, so go ahead and say what you're
Yeah,
saying.
I think Nike should do better. Give her a better
Night,
contract.
night, night.
I think Nike should give her a better contract, and also push she as an athlete herself should like a our marketing team should push her out to get more let's say recognition that she deserves and to step out of our comfort zone because most person don't know her compared to Richardson and Coleman who are Nike sponsor athlete. Person know they are familiar. They have a better. I sure they have a better contract. Not sure. It is they have a better contract than her, and could be a next reason why her she's not getting the attention that she deserves is also where she the country where she's located in. If you get me.
All right, that's those are very valid points. I really think, see, with that, with everything that you explained, I think what you're saying is true, and In all honesty, I think it shouldn't matter which country you're from or where you're located. I think fair is fair. If
True.
you're
And
an athlete and you're producing world class times, you're winning, right? You should get the same publicity and the same recognition as any other athlete that is doing the same thing.
true. And also
You
with
shouldn't have to be an American or Canadian or from any specific country in order to get that recognition. I think you should still get that recognition, even if you are from Turks and Caicos.
true.
Like it shouldn't really matter,
You
right?
hear
I
me?
think that Nike is I don't know. I think they
Bias.
they show favoritism towards certain athletes, and I think it has a lot to do with it has a lot to do with the fact that maybe the fact that Jamaica is a small country compared to America, that they could they could make more money from endorsements and things that are directly related to American athletes, because more people will know these athletes compared to an athlete from the Caribbean. But at the same time, at the same token, I'm thinking about it like Puma, Bolt was, I mean, was and still
Yes.
is considered, a part of Puma, and everybody knows Bolt. Whether you're whether you're in America, Canada, worldwide, Bolt is known worldwide. So, I don't get it. I don't get why their approach is the way it is.
Hear me now? Also, I would say, hearing? Are you hearing me?
Yeah, I'm hearing you.
I would also
I
say
had to what
Jamaica.
I had to do was I had to
Um,
mute you in our yeah. Yeah, I had to mute one part now that allow you to talk.
okay. I think Jamaica also is a brand. So I don't think that being an American or a Jamaican or a Guyanese has anything to do with the location. Jamaica is a brand. A lot of person of Jamaica for their reggae, the dancehall culture, whether it's the food. So I don't think you should PR on the PR because of our location, and Jamaica doesn't have anything to do with the location because Jamaica is a big brand, just as how Nike is a brand. So Nike need to step up and pay my favorite athlete
Valid point.
what she deserve.
But see, that's our opinion. That's what
True,
it is.
because
That's our opinion. Will Nike even if somebody from Nike should see this live stream, you think they're gonna even think about or take anything into consideration? They won't.
and even in America, what's the percentage of person that pay attention to track and field? They only watch the
They won't.
Olympics only, and Richardson just talking and talking and talking and can't prove anything as yet. So
True.
they need to get the priorities together.
I mean, as I said, all these points are very valid. All the points that you made are very valid.
Like, I sure even Shawnee Miller Weibo.
But will there be any change? That's my concern.
Well, that is a good question. I think at least if one person, um,
What do you say about Shani?
I am saying of Shani Milwigo, I think she may have a better contract with Adidas compared to Elaine with Nike. And Shani is just the
Definitely.
second
That's
athlete that
possible. That's definitely
defending her
possible.
400 title. But even Omar McLeod stated that with this new Puma, this contract
Well,
that he
see, I
signed with
think Adidas
Puma,
is more. Hmm, I, I don't know. I think with Adidas, I think that they cater for the athletes' needs more than Nike. Nike's more for their brand compared to looking out for the athletes as well.
true.
That's just my and see Puma is I must say Puma is a local brand in a sense. So they're gonna they're gonna take care of or try to take care of the athletes as well as put their brand out there.
But I think after they won the 100-meter
But
title,
yeah, again, it is what it is.
they could have done some advertisement post about it on the page, and even after the Nike Prefontaine Classic, they could also do something better. Just I think it was just the race alone. The post still giving Miss Richardson some recognition because she was a part of the video.
Yep,
So I don't know what to say.
I agree.
If I was in Guyana, Elaine would if I was in
Well,
Guyana, Elaine winning a 100-meter title and thing, by now she would have two house on land, and plus $1 million in her account. This I think this is just for world champion, or I don't know if it's for both world championship and Olympic. That is the benefit in Guyana. Compared to Jamaica, where I'll say an Olympic champion is given a something like a $10,000.
to be honest, I don't want to quote anything because I honestly don't remember. Um, they change their stuff so often, so I don't want
Or
to quote, or say anything that is not correct. I rather research it and then I'll just let you guys know at a later date. But yeah, it's kind of the talk right now in track and field. Where Elaine is going and what's really going on with her.
and with all these allegations, I don't know what to say about the
But
allegations with the gunmen and the punching, and this is real bad. If it is true, it's real bad for a person of that
oh, you
nature.
read all that too.
I, I I'm a big fan of Elaine Thompson before. After 2016, the Olympics coming down to the end of the Diamond League season, then I became a fan of her. So she for female is number one. For male is either Asafa Powell, Johan Blake.
But we see we can't. This is the thing. We still don't know if all those stuff that we read are really true. We gotta wait for her to come forward and confirm or not confirm whatever we read or heard.
Well, the media is open to anybody, so anybody could post, write, and do as they please.
True. Exactly.
So just give the story
But
sometime.
see, this live stream is 45 minutes already. But thanks for joining us tonight, Travis. You're always here. Always. One of my other subscribers told me, it was like, Travis is always on your channel.
I'm a fan of track and field, so I try to keep up with the various vloggers and
It was like, oh, you know the person? Yeah, I mean, true, but the fact that you're always on my live stream it makes it it seems like you're somebody that I know.
well, um,
But you don't even show your face anyways.
this oh shucks.
But ain't no rush though. But all right, I'm definitely gonna close out this live stream for tonight. I'll be back here on Thursday. I'm gonna be back here on Thursday, just as regular. But I just felt the need to, kind of talk a little bit about, the whole. Oh no, no, we see what Travis looks like. So for those, let me just add him back. For those who don't know, what Travis look like. This is Travis, and welcome again. You're telling me to be quiet. I'm doing my live stream. How are you gonna tell me to be quiet? Come here. Come here. Come here, Nolan. This is my little man right here. He went to the refrigerator to get a whole bunch of grapes. Say hello. Hello. You gotta wave to the camera. You're not gonna wave? You're not gonna say hello? All right, go on. Go eat your grapes. Yeah, but
Christmas delicacy. There's only in Christmas delicacy in this is
see, now I'm
September.
here. Now I'm hearing you through through here.
I think I was sitting to put on the camera and mic, or camera or mic setting, because it's mute. Stop camera.
Yeah, for some, I'm hearing you. I'm hearing you now. When like at first, it was
Just
yeah, it was
I
it
think you
was a
had a
little
delay in the song.
muffled before, but now I could hear you clearly through um the actual microphone. I don't know
I
if it was
think
because I was using the headphones.
I think it had to do with something the cam slash mic setting.
Well, not necessarily because
Since I turn it on.
yeah, it's turned on for me, so I don't think that was the reason. But I could hear you clearly now. I could hear you and see you compared to before when I was actually listening to the live stream, which was slightly delayed, but I could hear you clearly now and everything. So, as I said, I'm using a new software, so it's we're gonna have to be patient. You guys are gonna have to be a little patient with me, and we're gonna work through the little kinks together. So there'll be mishaps here and there, but I'm gonna, work on it, master it a lot more in order to be able to effectively, live stream and everything. Because I didn't even, honestly, I didn't even use the banners tonight at all, because like that's a part of,
Okay, just I'll just say
the software
what is
and
the most
using it
feared
and everything.
track
So
event you now see
yeah,
the
I
post
didn't
of this
really use
banner?
it much.
I just say post the banner with what is the most feared track event, something of that nature.
Yeah. So like yeah, it'll pop up
Yeah.
now because I put it there. But that's what I'm saying. Like I didn't really use it much tonight. I just, did the live stream, regular the way I normally would. But I'm gonna, fiddle with it a little bit and tweak the settings so that, you guys could hear me clearly, and like when I have guests joining the live stream, they could also, you know, I could also hear them and they could hear me, because apparently it's just, I think it's from my end where I'm not hearing them because maybe their settings are not tweaked, but you could hear me. So my microphone is working, pretty well. But as I said, I'm definitely gonna, you know, play around with the settings a little bit more so I can understand it. And I've been trying to upload like short video clips so you guys could like, because was trying to show you guys the actual interview, so you guys could see it for yourself, the interview with Coach Francis. But you know, I wasn't able to upload it because it's saying that the video was an MP4, which is not true. But I'll figure it out, and when I do, everything will flow a lot smoother. So
Um,
yeah,
quick
that's
question.
it for tonight.
Quick
Again, I'll be
question
back
before
here on Thursday.
quick question.
Um, Hopefully, we're gonna talk about a few other things, because one of the things I wanted to talk about, I didn't even get to talk about it tonight, so I'm gonna leave it for next Thursday, which I think is a very intriguing topic as well. So, if you haven't subscribed, feel free to do so. Not you, Travis. We already know you already subscribed.
Quick question.
Huh? You said quick
Quick
question.
question. Um, what's the process? Are you a coach?
If I'm a coach?
Yeah.
No. Well, I'm an assistant coach. Well, not. I'm saying assistant, volunteer coach. At Coppin.
Um,
Why you ask?
con- I'm considering doing this coaching. I is US track and field the certified coach
Oh, so
level
you
one.
say you're consider coaching?
Yeah.
Well, see, in every country the certification is different, because here the certification process is different from it is in Jamaica. And the certification from Jamaica can't be used here, but the certification from here can be used in Jamaica. So
I know for sure both certificates could use in Guyana.
you say what?
Both certificates can be used in Guyana.
Oh, you say both of them can be used where you're at?
Guyana just accept everything.
Oh, okay. But all right, I'm a think I'm gonna close out because I gotta go do my daddy duties right now. So I'll catch you guys
Yeah. Peace out
um
later.
next Thursday, fresh topics, and we'll take it from there. So again, it's your boy Rayon here with East Coast Athletics, signing out. Peace.